Hello, Mithril here once again, getting back to Castlevania Circle of the Moon, and yeah, real life is still kind of being a thing. Mostly having trouble sleeping at this point. But anyway, we do have the last two action cards. Saturn, god of agriculture and the father of Jupiter, has the potential of a familiar. And Pluto, god of the underworld, has the potential of special. Well, that's good and vague. So we do have a lot of card combos to show off, and we'll just kind of do those as we go, starting with Saturn and Salamander. For this one, you get a Bat Familiar. Every time you use the whip, he sends a single fireball straight forward, or if you go into the whip spin, he goes rapid fire. Other than that, he just kind of follows close behind you. A nice cute little Bat Familiar. Next up we have Saturn and Serpent. For this one you get an Icy Ghost. You don't control when he attacks. He'll just drift into enemies to try and do rapid-fire contact damage. Each individual hit doesn't do a lot of damage, but he's usually pretty good about quickly going after enemies. Sometimes he will get a bit confused and just slowly drift after one and not actually attack though, but for the most part he's pretty good. Rarely I have seen him freeze an enemy, but like I said, it's pretty rare that that happens. Usually he just kills them outright just due to how quickly he attacks. Next we have Saturn and Mandragora. For this one you get an Owl. Every time you attack, he sends a single lob-shot projectile forward. It can be a little awkward to hit with this one though. Also, like the others that you can control, if you go into whip spin, he fires rapidly. A little awkward, but hey, owls are awesome anyway. Next we get Saturn and Golem. And for this, you get a Hawk. You don't control when this one attacks. Just of his own design, sometimes he'll dash forward through enemies. And he's usually pretty smart about the paths he'll take. He takes these great big swooping loops that take out multiple enemies, even those that aren't actually in a straight line path with where he's attacking. So overall, this one's pretty good and reliable. One of my favorites as far as the familiar combos. Next up, Saturn and Cockatrice. Now the Medusa heads are on our side. Every time you use the whip, it sends a stone forward that petrifies any enemy it hits. Again, you can get rapid fire with this as well. Yeah, how do you like it when the Medusa heads are your enemies? I just think it's funny to actually have that as an ally. Next up, Saturn and Manticore. This one I don't find too terribly useful. It summons what the game refers to as a ghast. It's supposed to go and do contact damage against enemies, but more often than not, I find the ghast feels like it's purposefully avoiding enemies. They basically have to walk into it of their own volition. Come on, there's a perfectly nice axe armor over here. Yeah, the only reason that worked is because I basically steered the poison mist into it. Otherwise, it just sits there drifting around me. So, I don't know if I'm missing something with this one. Using attacks with it doesn't seem to do anything. I really have no idea. Next up we have Saturn and Griffin. By comparison, this one's really good. You summon a pixie, and each attack with a whip sends forward an energy ball. Of course, you can also get rapid fire with this. Notably though, the shots do have a slight homing capability. So yeah, this one is really useful. Finally, as far as familiars, we have Saturn and Thunderbird. And you summon an electrified bird. It's another one like the ghast that you have to wait for it to attack. And sometimes it'll just decide that the most threatening thing in the room is a candle. It does a lot of contact damage, but you have to rely on it to actually want to do contact damage. There's an enemy right there. Zap it like a good bird. No, the candle is scary! It must die! So yeah, again, not too reliable, but does a lot of damage when it actually hits. It just really has it out for candles. So that's it for the Saturn combos. So, on to Pluto. So, Pluto and Salamander. It does nothing, unless you do that half-circle forward input. And then, item crash. So, yes, this is different depending on which item you're actually holding, which of the sub-weapons. So, we'll try and show some of those later on. As well as Pluto and Serpent. This one lets you throw 2 sub-weapons instead of just 1. Pluto and Mandragora. Experience point gain increases by 20%. Pluto and Golem. For this one, you get a doppelganger. Oh, okay, we have a sub-weapon. We'll talk about the doppelganger later. So, Holy Water item crash is Hydrostorm. It lasts for a pretty good long while. And Pluto and Serpent. You get a spread shot of Holy Water. Pretty nice. So back to the doppelganger. It walks when you do, jumps when you do, attacks when you do, and even throws sub-weapons when you do. Which doesn't actually cost you any extra, I don't think. So overall, this one's kind of a neat combo. Pluto and Cockatrice. This one's just a straight buff. It ups your defense. Defense increases depending on the elapsed game time. We'll go ahead and skip to Pluto and Thunderbird because it's similar. Inflicted damage is increased depending on the elapsed time, so this one buffs your strength. And if you ever just want to really power up these buffs, just leave your game on overnight. Artificially inflate that playtime and there you go. Pluto and Manticore. This one's pretty mundane, but also really useful. Watch my hearts. Yeah, that didn't cost any hearts. Sub-weapons use mind power rather than hearts. Now the MP cost on this is misleading. By default, it does cost 5 MP, but it also costs an additional cost of MP equal to however many hearts you would normally use for that sub-weapon. And finally, Pluto and Griffin. This one's just a speed buff. Your running and walking speed are greatly enhanced. So if you just want to get around the castle quickly, there you go. So that's everything. For now, I just want to use a bunch of sub-weapons. Okay, we can show off another combo here, actually. Let's actually set the right cards. So, a spiral of axes for the item crash. And 2 axes thrown instead of 1. Very nice. I suppose at some point I'll have to pick up the knife. And that, when it comes to showing the item crash, is gonna be a problem. I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to pick up the cross again in time. You'll see why as soon as we find one. So we're gonna come over here real quick, because we can actually get up here now. Hearts up. So with that, we need to make our way to the outer wall. We can do more here now. Just going up here to fill in a bit of the map. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. As long as you're in this sort of pose, you can't get out of it. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this up real quick just to refresh. I feel like that attack went on longer during practice, and that's why I was worried. But yeah, that's the knife item crash. So now, double knives. You get one with an upward arc. Not too bad. But still, overall, the knife just isn't my favorite sub-weapon. So, I want to say at this point we've shown all the item crashes except the stopwatch, I think? So if we come across another of those, we can demonstrate that, too. Okay, so there is a goodie for us to get up there. Yeah, I just like the fact that we can just throw crosses all over the place now. No heart cost. MP regenerates quickly enough. And magic up. Our actual target is up here, though. Get back up there. Yeah, this quasi-3D view, it can be tricky to determine what's real and what isn't. But welcome to the observation tower, and one of the absolute most iconic Castlevania songs. Let's get some Vampire Killer in here. I actually forgot this song was in the game. And it's one that I'm always happy to hear. So yeah, there are secret passages all over the place in here. And a bunch of legions. I would rather not be cursed if that's quite alright with you. Apparently it's not. Yeah, you can't even use sub-weapons at this point. Well, aren't you annoying? So we'll just go over this way first. You guys at least aren't much of a problem. I'll deal with you after the curse wears off. Which I think it officially has. Yeah, there we go. I'm just so lost listening to this music. Lots of memories of playing the original Castlevania. And HP up. This is one of those that, with Castlevania having gotten into Smash, if they hadn't included this song, it would have felt really weird. But of course it was the first song that they showed. It's kind of as close as you're gonna get to a World 1-1 song in Castlevania. Okay, I think there is something else on this side of the room that I need to go check out first. Actual progress is over toward the left. There are a lot of you, and you're tanky. And also annoying. Yeah, there we go. Right through here. I thought it was a secret passage, but not so much. So now we have evil pillars. If these ones hit you with their attacks, they will petrify you. We also have minotaurs. if there's too much of import to say about the Minotaurs. Other than their wave attacks can go through walls, so that's fun. They're fairly durable, but that's about it. And hearts up. So that's everything on this side of the room. Now we need to get back over to the other side where I was so rudely interrupted. There we go. I knew there was a secret passage over here somewhere. Potion high, very nice. And magic up. So now we can move on. This is a dead end. Are you going to follow me down here? Apparently not. It's a little tricky to remember the right way through these areas. Basically, every room here is kind of a mini maze. You just had to, didn't you? Yeah, you can petrify me too, but hearts up. Okay, you go away. You go away. And save room. This is actually the only save room in the area. We need to go further down before we go through there, though. And we can go through here. And level up. Very nice. The cross does seem to make fairly short work of enemies around here. More health for us, always nice. So now we can go this way. And we have these things. Dullahans. I think in later games these were renamed Dead Warrior, I want to say. Maybe this will work well for them. Yeah, definitely. It does run me out of magic quickly, though. But at least it thinned out the group a bit. Of course, there's more of them. Okay, nothing over here. Nice the shade. Okay, so yeah, we need to go this way first. And we have a new enemy type. The Alraun, or however you pronounce that. Notably, you do less damage if you hit the flower than if you hit the girl inside it. We also have the Demon Lord, which has the same weakness as the rest of these enemy types. Doesn't matter what your status is if you're just going to keep doing that. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab this and show it off. Pluto and Salamander, item crush time. You get 4 watches instead of 1, and they last for a good long while and are much stronger in their power. And then attack. I actually didn't know about that part. So, double pocket watch. You just get a longer time slow. So, good to know. With that, we've demonstrated all the item crashes and all the double items. Of course, it's giving me vine problems now. But yes, just proof of concept, you do less damage hitting the flower. Took a little extra damage there, just trying to get past it faster. Patience is a virtue. So let's move on. We have a new armor type to deal with. The Dark Armor, which actually doesn't feel that bad to have to fight overall. It's just a matter of how many vortexes does it want to throw. Overall, they're just not as problematic to have to deal with as, say, the Holy Armors. Or as annoying as the Poison Armors. Reacted badly there. Must be one floor up. And health up. Experience is experience. I'd be a fool not to take it at this point. I'd rather not get petrified, though. Okay, I don't want to go that way just yet. Like I said, pretty much every room here is kind of a mini-maze, and so it can be hard to tell where you're going sometimes, or what you want to leave for last. I think I'm on the right track, though. What's up? Okay, there wasn't anything else over here, right? Okay. Also, I don't know why I keep seeing the dark vortexes that these armors throw at me as them throwing custard pies or something. I don't know. And so it's boss time. So, this one. We're gonna slap him with tonfers. Nathan, so you finally arrived. Hugh? You're okay? I thought that they... Yeah, I think we all saw this coming. Hugh, what are you doing? I am superior to you. I will defeat you to prove myself to Father. You're being controlled by Camilla? No, by Dracula. So, yeah, for all the build-up, Hugh is actually pretty easy to fight. They want you to try and maintain your distance, because then he uses a lot of other attacks. But then this happens. With the other attacks, he can actually use some sub-weapons. He'll use holy water, the knife, the axe. I think that's about it, though. He can still sometimes get in an attack. He of course can't use any whip-based attacks, though. He'll instead use attacks based on his sword. He has one where he can charge the sword with fire, like that. He also has one where he makes the sword extra big and brings it down in an overhead swing. At this point, his attacks do change. Except you can continue this pattern. But yeah, he'll start using more of the sub-weapons, like doubling them and such. He can also do a move where he summons a bunch of spectral swords that, if they hit you, they drain health and recharge Hugh. But we can just keep this up. Yeah, for all the build-up, Hugh's actually pretty sad. There was somebody over on my Twitter that told me about this, and I'm glad they did, because this is the best kind of stupid. I wanted to use the Thunderbird combo and just punch him, but it doesn't do enough damage. I ran out of magic too quickly for that. Stop, Hugh! I don't want to hurt you, Hugh! Nathan? Moan. I'm alright now. You're yourself again. Nathan, I'm sorry. I was envious of you. No kidding! Apparently Nathan didn't pick up on it. When Father named you the successor, I was afraid that I was worthless. I needed the recognition. Enough. That probably was the dark weakness that Father saw. In my soul. Why he chose you. Stop it, Hugh. It's all right. Even I realize now that Father was right in his decision. Don't make me embarrass myself further. Allow me self-pity for now. Help Father now. I'm entrusting his return to you. I accept. So before we leave this room, we do need to explore the top part of it just to get it on the map. So, up here. And up here. During some phases of the fight, if you want, you can hide up there to try and recharge with things like the, Jupiter Mandragora combo. Last key received. Key to open the door to where the rite will take place. So that door that we saw long ago that was locked, we can open it now. Go ahead and pick these up just because. The reach of your sword can still be problematic. Stop throwing those pies! So, now we want to go this way. And we face the devil. Not even a boss, just a normal enemy. Does a lot of damage, though, if he hits you, so be very careful about that. Surprisingly, he doesn't drop a card or anything. So, I'm not really sure that there's actually a purpose to fighting him or not. But we're gonna take him out anyway. Again, experience is experience. And there we go, he's gone. Never underestimate the cross. Okay, so there is a hidden passage here, but unfortunately it's well guarded by legions. And we're cursed. Well, we have uncurses, I'm sure. Yeah, we have 7 of them. So, one more hidden room. Double grips. Haven't seen this one. Their power is released when both are equipped. Okay, so I guess they're useless unless you have 2 of them. Interesting. Like I said, I've never actually seen that item, so I don't know how good they actually are. I feel like they'd have to go some to be better than the star bracers we're wearing, but maybe they are. And hearts up. So at this point, we just need to look for a save room. Which we're gonna have to go back a bit to do that. Going through here, we get the actual last of the teleport rooms. Yeah, there was one more of those that I kind of forgot about. It puts you right here next to the room where you'll use the key. But we're not quite ready for that just yet. I think the closest save room is up this way. Which is actually closer. Yeah, this one's close enough anyway. But yes, the next major worry we have is there are only 2 areas left to go through in the game. One being the final boss, and the other being the battle arena, which suggests level 50, and we're still at 39. That's a bit of a problem. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think I should do about that, because I'm not really sure at this point. Should I just grind out levels and go after the battle arena? Because I'd need it for map completion anyway, plus the last 2 cards are there. But for now, this is where we're going to call it. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Again, sorry for the delays. Real life is just bleh right now. But I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.